Hello, I'm Avis Kalfsbeck, and this is the Peace is Here podcast. Welcome to Peacewarts, School of Peacecraft and Inquiry, where we practice the skills of peace through short daily classes. We take the peace work seriously, but not ourselves. If you're joining us mid-school year, you're not late. Orientation begins at episode 198. Welcome back to Understars 101 in the Tower, Peace Scholars. Yesterday we looked at the blue marble taken from 28,000 miles away. Today we are pushing our perspective much further. We're heading 6 billion kilometers out. Carl Sagan said, "Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives." In 1990, at the request of astronomer Carl Sagan, the Voyager 1 spacecraft turned its camera around one last time before leaving our solar system. It captured an image that became known as the pale blue dot. In this photo, the Earth is not a grand marble. It is a single pixel of light, smaller than a grain of sand, suspended in a lonely sunbeam. The concept, the folly of human conceits. In this department, we use this image to study what Sagan called the folly of human conceits. A conceit is a fancy word for an excessively favorable opinion of oneself. When you look at Earth from 6 billion kilometers away, you realize that every war ever fought, every border ever defended, and every great leader who ever claimed a patch of dirt occurred on that tiny microscopic speck. Sagan's lesson is a cornerstone of our curriculum because it forces us to confront our own insignificance in a way that actually produces peace. From this distance, the idea that one group of humans owns a piece of that dot while another does not is shown to be a logical absurdity. It is the ultimate antidote to the ego that fuels conflict. The history, the 500 million and the global perspective. While the pale blue dot photo came later, the philosophy behind it was driven by Sagan's mission to share the wonders of the universe with everyone. In 1980, he co-wrote and narrated the television series Cosmos, A Personal Voyage. It became the most widely watched series in the history of American public television, eventually seen by at least 500 million people across 60 countries. Think of the scale of that event, 500 million people representing nearly every culture and political system on the planet, sitting down to realize they were all made of the same cosmic elements. In the middle of the Cold War, Sagan bypassed national boundaries to speak directly to our shared reality. He proved that when we share a cosmic perspective, the stories that divide us begin to dissolve. He used science to remind a global audience that on a tiny speck in the dark, a misunderstanding is a planetary death sentence. The thesis, preservation of the only home. The lesson for today is kindness as strategy. Sagan famously said that the pale blue dot underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. In the Department of the Understars, we believe that peace is not just a moral nice to have, it is a survival requirement for a species that lives on a single isolated pixel in a vast cosmic dark. If we don't protect the dot, there's nowhere else to go. Homework. 1. Interrupt your routine to look up Carl Sagan's pale blue dot speech and read the first 3 paragraphs. 2. Write down one question about any of this episode's topics. If you don't have a question, just write, "No question." 3. Optional. Journal about how it feels to realize that every enemy in history lived and died on the same single pixel of light. Until our next lesson, keep your eyes on the Understars. Class dismissed. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support the Pieces Here podcast, the most helpful way is to follow it wherever you're listening. It helps share the message with others. You can also support this piecework at my Patreon for $4 a month, about what a used paperback goes for these days. Just go to Patreon at patreon.com/Avis Kalfsbeck. That's AVISKALFSBEEK. My most recent book is Mana Mutante, a best friend eco-fiction novella about food systems, featuring Tilly, Camas, Pedro, and the rest of the gang. It's book 6 in the Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series and is available wherever you buy books. You can find all of my peace projects and stay in touch at aviskalfsbeck.com. Music is by Javier Peque Rodriguez. Sound effects are from Pixabay. Regarding peace, we need not delay or despair. We are not late. We are right on time to love. We are all scholars of peace. Listen for the peace.